on to start his career. Wemby firing. He hits it!
Good defensive effort there from Chet Holmgren.
And then Holmgren finds Wembanyama, banks it.
What if one of the most methodical and patient franchises in NBA history suddenly flipped the switch and became one of the most aggressive teams in the league? What if the San Antonio Spurs, known for their calm approach, careful development, and decades of consistency, decided that waiting just isn't an option anymore? That's exactly where we are right now. The Spurs are on the brink of transformation, and everything revolves around one player, Victor Wembanyama. He's not just the best prospect since LeBron James. He's something we've never seen, and his presence changes everything. Despite winning only 34 games last season, and watching Wembanyama miss a significant stretch of time due to a medical issue, this Spurs team has more momentum than their record suggests, because beneath the surface, the core is forming. De'Aaron Fox, now wearing black and silver after a surprising midseason trade, brings elite speed and shot creation. Stephon Castle, the reigning Rookie of the Year, looks like a foundational two-way guard. Dion Velez has emerged as one of the league's most efficient off-ball scorers. And Wemby? He's already altering games on both ends like a seasoned All-NBA vet. But everyone inside and outside the organization knows that talent alone isn't enough. Not anymore. This is a superstar league. And if the Spurs want to make the leap from potential to actual contention, the time to act is now. Waiting has a cost. Just ask teams like New Orleans with Anthony Davis or Philadelphia with Joel Embiid. Sometimes the window slams shut before you even know it opened. The Spurs aren't taking that chance. What makes this moment so critical is that Wembanyama's presence has flipped the script. He's not just another building block. He's a magnet, a player who can attract other stars. And now, the Spurs are in a rare position. They have young talent, a treasure chest of draft picks, including unprotected selections from Atlanta, and the cap flexibility to chase a marquee player. Names like Devin Booker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Kevin Durant are already circulating in league conversations about San Antonio. And while Booker and Giannis are dream scenarios, likely requiring Castle, Velez, or multiple unprotected picks, the idea of Durant is different. Not just because he's older, but because he might actually be available at a discount. Kevin Durant no longer needs to be the number one option. In San Antonio, he wouldn't be, and that's what makes it work. He could fit alongside Fox and Wemby, bringing elite scoring, veteran presence, and playoff experience. And the price? It might be manageable. Think Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes, and future picks. Not Castle, not Fox, not Velez. Durant's age and injury history are concerns. So is his contract. But the upside of having a three-headed core of Wembanyama, Durant, and Fox is too tempting to ignore. Especially when the alternative is hoping everything goes perfectly over the next 3 years while the Western Conference only gets tougher. San Antonio knows that, and they're preparing to make a move. They've seen what happens when teams wait too long. They've watched the Thunder lose Harden, the Pelicans lose Davis, the Bulls lose Rose to injury. In this league, timing is everything. And when you have a once-in-a-lifetime talent like Wemby, the clock moves faster than you think. What makes San Antonio's current situation even more unique is their ability to thread the needle. They don't need to sacrifice their entire future to improve today. They can keep Castle, keep Velez, keep developing, and still swing big. Because they have the pieces, the picks, the patience, until now. Everything changes with one decision. Add Durant, and the Spurs are a contender. Stay the course, and they remain a promising but incomplete project. This isn't about overreacting to one down year. This is about recognizing opportunity. Recognizing that Wembanyama is ready for more. And making sure the roster around him doesn't waste a single season of his ascent. Adding Durant isn't without risk. He's older. He needs a new contract. But he also brings exactly what this roster lacks: championship DNA, late-game scoring, and leadership. And if it's not Durant, maybe it's Booker, maybe it's Giannis, maybe it's someone nobody's even thinking about yet. The point is, San Antonio is now in the position to say yes, to pick up the phone, to offer a real package to accelerate the timeline. Because Victor Wembanyama is not just good, he's historic. And with players like him, the window isn't infinite. It's short, it's fragile, and it demands urgency. The question now isn't whether the Spurs should act, it's whether they're brave enough to do what they've never done before. Go all in. The next few months will define this franchise. Not just for next season, but for the next decade. Because if they do it right, if they strike while the iron is hot, San Antonio could be at the forefront of a new NBA era. A team built around the most unique player the game has ever seen. A team with balance, star power, and a real chance at multiple titles. And if they wait, if they hesitate, they risk watching that future slip through their fingers. This isn't just an offseason, it's the moment, it's now or never. But let's step back for a second. Why are we even talking about the Spurs, a team that hasn't made the playoffs in years, as serious players in the superstar market? The answer is simple: flexibility and foundation. Most teams chasing stars have to give up either their future or their core. San Antonio might not need to do either. That's because they've done the hard part already. They've drafted well, developed talent, and built a culture that appeals to veterans looking for structure, purpose, and professionalism. Wembanyama's rookie year showed flashes of dominance. His length altered shots across the paint. His shooting touch stretched the floor. His instincts on both ends were unteachable. And his maturity? Remarkable. He wasn't fazed by losses. He stayed focused on development. That's rare. That's special. And that's the kind of player you bet everything on. Fox, now settled in San Antonio, brings not only speed and skill, but credibility. He chose to stay. He wanted to pair with Wemby. That matters. It shows other stars that this isn't a rebuild, it's a rising power. Castle and Velez provide the balance. Neither demands the spotlight, but both impact winning. Castle's perimeter defense and evolving jumper suggest all defensive team potential. Velez's movement shooting and off-ball IQ stretch defenses in a way that complements Wemby's interior gravity. When you combine talent, culture, youth, and flexibility, you get a team ready to explode, and let's not ignore the numbers. The Spurs own multiple unprotected first-round picks from the Atlanta Hawks, a team heading toward uncertainty. Those picks could become lottery gold. Combine that with their own picks, and San Antonio can offer one of the most enticing trade packages in the league. Now, let's talk about those targets again. Booker is the cleanest fit, young, elite, efficient, and battle-tested. But Phoenix won't move him unless they implode. If that happens, the Spurs should be the first to call. Giannis? He's a unicorn like Wemby. Together, they'd be the most physically imposing front court in NBA history. But the price is steep. Milwaukee will want everything. Castle, Velez, and multiple picks. That's a gamble, a big one. Durant is different. He's older, yes, but his game ages well. He doesn't rely on speed. He can shoot from anywhere, and he knows how to win. In San Antonio, he becomes a veteran finisher, not the face of the franchise, but the piece that completes the puzzle. There are concerns, health, contract, fit. But when you look at how he'd play alongside Fox and Wemby, the upside is tantalizing. San Antonio needs scoring. They need someone who can close games. They need someone who has been through the wars. Durant checks every box. The bigger question is, will the Spurs actually do this? This is not their norm. They don't chase headlines. They don't trade for aging stars. But this is a new era, and Wembanyama isn't a normal player. He's a force of nature. The kind you don't wait for. The kind you don't waste. The future of the Western Conference is wide open. Denver is still elite, but aging. Golden State is fading. Memphis is a mystery. Phoenix might implode. Sacramento is regressing. OKC is rising, but unproven. San Antonio? With one big move, they leapfrog everyone. So the window is here, wide open. And for the first time in a long time, San Antonio can dictate the future. The only question left is whether they'll take that step, because this isn't just about this offseason, it's about legacy, it's about Wemby, it's about now.